Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Cabinet. Thank you for your attendance. We move on to tonight's agenda. Do we have any apologies for absence? No apologies received. Thank you. Item 2 is to receive any declarations of interest and notification of any dispensations granted. Does anyone have any interests to declare? Thank you. If anything comes to mind, can you please make it known in the meeting? Thanks. Item 3, move on to the minutes of the last meeting that were held on the 20th of October. Yes, Councillor McMullen.
Thank you, Mayor. I refer to the minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on the 20th of October 2025. And as members of Cabinet will recall, I was not in attendance at that meeting. In the meeting on the 20th of October 2025, the minutes for the meeting held on the 22nd of September 2025 were also confirmed and approved. Unfortunately, I was not in attendance as I was unable to seek an amendment to the minutes relating to the meeting on the 22nd of September 2025. I wish to have it recorded that in addition to declaring my interest in the item relating to the education review, which was recorded properly, I also left the meeting following advice from the authority's legal service. I would like the Cabinet to note this and it be recorded in the minutes of this meeting for the sake of clarity.
Thank you, Councillor McMullen. And apologies we didn't pick up on that at the last meeting, but indeed I can confirm you definitely did leave the meeting at that point. So is everybody happy to agree that amendment to the minutes? Thank you. And are we happy to therefore agree the minutes as a true record? Thank you. Item 4 is stated as report of the young mayor, but I believe we actually have our North Tyneside member of Youth Parliament present this evening. So can I hand over to Maggie to give her report? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone, my name is Maggie Stead and I'm the member of Youth Parliament for North Tyneside. I'm thrilled to be giving you November's update on what I've been doing, young Mayor Diamond's been doing, and our participation groups have been working on as well. So the Youth Council have recently met with the planning team at North Tyneside Council, giving feedback and thought on the new local plan. We worked closely with officers looking at different questions linking to the plan and how this would impact young people in North Tyneside. We've also worked with Northumbria Healthcare, giving feedback on a questionnaire around outpatient appointments and what barriers young people have when accessing this service. Youth Council came up with some great points which we are hopeful will feed into a wider action plan. In terms of me, at the start of November, I had the pleasure of attending the UK Youth Parliament annual sitting at the House of Commons. This was like an excellent opportunity to work with other members of Youth Parliament regionally and nationally, as well as a chance to speak in the chambers, which I was privileged with. We discussed different topics such as housing, crime, sustainability and health. While in London, I also attended the Youth Work Week Summit, listening to MPs and professionals highlight the importance of youth work and youth workers and how we can celebrate their hard work in the area. It was really great to hear, given how closely it linked to my pledge here in North Tyneside, which is to utilise youth spaces for safe socialising. I was also chosen to speak at the sitting, which was an amazing opportunity, and I was able to share young people's views from North Tyneside on mental health support and youth provisions. During Youth Work Week, our young Mayor Diamond also attended the YMCA to speak to different youth workers and professionals, as well as hearing from young people. Diamond has been working brilliantly towards her pledge to create equal opportunities for all young people by creating a Tackling Discrimination campaign to be hopefully shared on social media and public transport. Her task force group has also been working on highlighting different local and national activists and celebrities, showcasing how they are tackling discrimination. Our Send Youth Forum are celebrating Disability Awareness Month. They have recently taken part in creating a video to highlight the amazing work they do and how their voices have been heard. They also have been working hard on developing some new training for professionals around the importance of involving and listening to young people and children with additional needs, as well as making sure their voices are heard within the development of youth provisions. Some of our children in the Care Council group have recently taken the journey to London as a North East Regional Children in Care Council were nominated for a National Current Voice Award. A big well done is necessary for all members that participated, as they were awarded first place in the Voice Award category. It is also National Care Leavers Month throughout November, with this year's theme being Rising as Me, Overcoming Challenges and Transforming and Finding Your Identity. There are numerous different events happening across the borough, including bespoke training, a chance for young people to catch up with past workers, crafts and focus on well-being. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maggie, for that very detailed report. Are there any comments or questions? Yes, Councillor Early.
Thank you for the update. It's great to see that the Youth Council and the Youth Member of Parliament are getting stuck into some of the really important issues that young people face around planning, around healthcare, and it's good to see the Send Youth Council are also doing valuable work. And congratulations to the North East Regional Children and Care Council. Anybody who's been to any of their events know how hard they work and what innovative work they do. And finally, it's great that North Tyneside is fully celebrating Care Leavers Week. I believe we're turning St Mary's Lighthouse blue for the week. Is that right? Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Early. Any other comments or questions? I would just like to echo those comments from Councillor Early and say huge congratulations, Maggie and Diamond, who isn't here this evening. But certainly the work you're doing is really totally inspirational. I think you're both very positive role models for young people across North Tyneside and beyond. And well done for getting the speaking slot. Get you. Fantastic. And you know, it's quite daunting. So I think it's just amazing. And congratulations. And I should say huge congratulations to the North East Regional Children and Care Council. As Councillor Early said, what a significant achievement. First place in a national award. And as I say, the work you're doing is truly inspirational. So well done to everybody. Thank you. Moving on to item 5. The 2025-26 Performance and Financial Management Report to the 30th of September 25. Can I ask Councillor Carl Johnson and Councillor Anthony McMullen to present this report?
Thank you, Mayor. I am pleased to introduce the Performance and Financial Management Report for September 25. The report gives Cabinet an overview of both service performance and for the financial position across the authority. Service delivery, and specifically delivery of the Council Plan priorities, remains on track. 2,504 affordable homes have been delivered at the end of Q2, on track to deliver 206 additional affordable homes this year. There's been a 61% reduction in carbon emissions in council operations. Good progress is being made to deliver inclusive education and SEND initiatives as part of the Safety Valve programme. North Tyneside remains one of the safest places in the country. Antisocial behaviour has decreased by 28% compared to last year, and crime in North Tyneside could be significantly lower than the Northumbria police area. The proportion of 16 to 70-year-olds not in education, employment or training remains low and significantly better than North East England comparators. Overall, persistent absence from schools has significantly decreased during the 24-25 academic year and is better than national statistics. As previously reported, the authority continues to experience significant challenges which impact the overall financial forecast for the year, such as high level of children in our care, reliance on external residential care, which is subject to market pressures and inflationary uplifts. There's further details in Annex 1 of this report. I'll now hand over to Councillor McMullen to summarise the overall financial position.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. The 2024-25 financial year was a challenging one in many ways, and there continues to be significant pressures into 25-26 and into the medium term. The authority is continuing to see areas of pressure across adults and children's social care. Taking the general fund revenue position first, shown in Table 1 of this report, there's a forecast net pressure of the year of 9.8 million. Many of these pressures in the current year are consistent with those faced in recent years, and importantly form part of our existing medium-term financial plan projects. In terms of schools, they continue to face similar challenges to the authority, and we continue to work with our schools to help address the deficit position. It is good to note there are no material issues in regards to the housing revenue account and with regards to its normal activity, and the housing revenue account is projected to outturn with a minor overspend of £18,000. Moving on to the investment plan, £31.37 million has been spent so far this financial year. Since the full council in February 2025, 17 million of reprogramming and £8.8 million of variations have been approved as part of the outturn, and subsequent capital monitoring during 25-26. There's £11.5 million of reprogramming and £1.4 million of additional variations are proposed. And related to the changes planned in the 2025-26 investment plan, challenge sessions are underway with senior officers to further review our delivery plans. Cabinet are asked to approve the recommendations as set out in section 1.2 of the Cabinet report.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments in relation to this item? Yes, Dawn.
Just a comment, if I may, to commend adult social care on their performance, including how they manage their budget, bearing in mind they've got a context of an ageing population. I think some of the key performance indicators in the performance report, where short-term placements and the number of people waiting for home care have come down, are absolutely fantastic in a very challenging economic.
Thank you for those comments, Dawn. And absolutely, and it's great to hear the many positives that we do have to actually report, and it's all the more remarkable given the challenging context in which we are operating and the pressures we are facing in terms of demand on services and our budgets. So thank you. Any further comments or questions?
Yes.
Roger?
I don't know if you're able to forecast, but Anthony, just in terms of MTFP 13, about the schools SLA, do you foresee that might be reduced in terms of the package?
Yeah, I think as we go forward into the budget terms, we've got to look and see what schools will be taking that. There's some that we've gone out and academised, so there'll be some variation there. So every year we look at that, and there is a MTFP plan on our SLAs to schools to make sure that we have the teams that are right and proper for that service. So it may or it may not change, but it's under review.
Do you think it would say?
It all depends on what's going on in that, who's buying into our services, but it remains the thing that we keep under constant review.
Could I just suggest that the equality impact assessments are changed at the end to indicate a positive for special needs, because equality and diversity is tackled by the increased provision for special needs in schools. So it could be a positive in the equality impact assessment.
Thank you for that suggestion, Roger. It will certainly be something we'll take on board going forward, but a very important point, yes. Any other comments or questions? Are we happy to agree the recommendations as set out in 1.2 of the report? Agreed, thank you. Moving on to agenda item 6, which is the 2026 to 2030 financial planning and budget process. And it's back to you, Councillor. Oh, sorry, Carl.
I declare an interest in item 6, Chair. Family member works for the authority.
Thank you, it's noted. Thank you. I'm going to hand back to Councillor McMullen to present this report.
Thank you, Mayor. I am pleased to present our initial budget proposals for next year and into the medium financial term plan, which is for 2026 to 2030. Like many councils across the country, we remain in a period of financial uncertainty. We face rising costs, growing demand for our services, especially in social care, and increasing contractual expenses. As a result, we are currently projecting to overspend by almost £10 million in the current financial year, but we are working hard to reduce this. Unless we take action to correct this, we will be facing a projected funding gap of £29 million by the end of 2029. For a number of years, the government funding has just not kept pace with the pressures local authorities face, and at the same time, our reserves are low, and given the level of risk we continue to face and the savings we need to make, we have acted early and responsibly to meet those financial challenges. Last year's budget delivered over £10 million worth of savings, and a further £11 million are expected in this year, but it's clear that we need to do more. This plan sets out a clear approach built around practical, achievable projects, from designing services to buying to smarter buying and finding efficiencies, so we can continue providing the essential services people rely on without overspending. It's essential we support the most vulnerable residents, maintain investment across the borough, protect the services that people use daily, and provide a structured, realistic route to managing the funding gap and mitigating the financial risks. We know we must continue to face inflationary pressures, rising energy costs and increasing demand, and there may be some difficult decisions ahead. But this report is honest about those challenges and addresses them head on. At the same time, we will remain ambitious for North Tyneside, and we will continue to invest in projects and services that improve everyday life for residents, enable them to live healthier, happier and more fulfilling lives. Our libraries, parks and leisure centres remain open and accessible. Town centres are being revitalised. The seafront has been transformed with external funding, and more than 2,500 affordable homes have been delivered. We are reshaping how we deliver a cleaner, greener and safer neighbourhoods and continue to support our community well-being through high-quality education and care services. Our proposals align with feedback from this summer's big community conversations and a proposed Council Plan 2025-2029, which sets out 5 clear priorities. Sorry to steal a bit of thunder. Better lives for all, the best start in life, places to be proud of, good work and economic growth, and housing and neighbourhoods that enhance lives. Approving this plan will allow officers to proceed with detailed budget work, ensuring that savings are delivered and to help maintain a balanced and sustainable position for the years ahead. I commend the report to Cabinet and ask for your approval.
Thank you, Councillor McMullen. Do I have any comments or questions in relation to this item? Yes, Councillor Green.
Thank you. Along with all local authorities, we face significant challenges in our budget, particularly with social care, children's service. But we're managing with this budget to keep services open and still have great ambition for our borough. And it would be remiss of us not to thank our finance team, John Ritchie and his staff, who helped us through this very difficult time and all the difficult times before that. So thanks to the team, and hopefully at the end of the day we will have a balanced budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Green. Any further comments or questions? No. I would just like to say a huge thank you as well to Councillor McMullen and to the team of officers who we're all working actually consistently hard around our budgets, and we are being honest and open and transparent about the challenges we're facing. We do have clear plans in place, as outlined in this report, to address the problems, and we're confident that we will make the necessary savings whilst retaining high quality services for our residents. We're happy to agree the recommendations outlined in 1.2 of the report. Great, thank you. Moving on to agenda item 7, which is covert surveillance policy, which I'm presenting this report. The authority's current surveillance policy was approved by Cabinet in November 2024 and is subject to annual review. The proposed policy has been considered by members of the Regulation and Review Committee and is now referred to Cabinet for approval. No changes have been proposed, as the previously adopted policy remains fit for purpose. The aims of the authority's policy are to, firstly, set out the authority's arrangements for complying with Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act, known as RIPA. Secondly, give effect to the rights of citizens to respect for their private and family lives. And thirdly, protect the authority from legal challenge when undertaking surveillance. Cabinet is therefore recommended to approve the authority's draft policy on covert surveillance contained within the published Cabinet agenda. Do we have any questions or comments on this agenda item? No? Are we happy to agree the recommendations in 1.2 of the report? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 8. North Tyneside Highway Asset Management Plan Annual Report 2025. Can I ask Councillor Hannah Johnson to present the report?
Thank you, Mayor. The highway network is a strategically important asset, and ensuring our network is well maintained goes a long way to supporting our residents and our local economy. The network is used by both residents and visitors every day, whether they're travelling to work, to school, to access retail and health services, to attend training facilities, or to visit one of our borough's many fantastic businesses or tourist attractions. The Highways Asset Management Plan 2017 to 2032, which was approved by Cabinet in 2017, sets out the Council's long-term approach to the maintenance and improvement of North Tynesyde's highway network. The 2025 Highway Assets Management Plan Annual Information Report is included with the appendix to this report. This provides a summary of the progress made over the last 12 months, along with other key information about the maintenance of our highway and infrastructure assets, including primary structures such as bridges, retaining walls, culverts and subways, as well as drainage systems such as the 36,000 plus gullies that drain the highway network. It is encouraging to see that the strategies set out in the HAMP have been effective. Despite the continued financial challenges out of our control, we have been able to keep our highway network at a serviceable standard. We have also been able to improve our footpaths and pavements in line with the elected mayor's commitments. This would not have been possible without the additional £2 million per year we have invested in our highways. Bringing the highway service book into the authority in January this year has led to considerable service improvements and a much better experience for our customers. Our additional investment in our highways has ensured that the network continues to be serviceable, but keeping our highways in this condition will continue to be a challenge. The North East Combined Authority has developed the North East Local Transport Plan. Part of this includes a critical infrastructure review, which potentially could provide us with additional funding opportunities to fund further improvements. Through our continued work as set out in the HAMP, we will ensure that we can have a long-term focus on how we maintain our highways. I therefore would ask Cabinet to note the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Do we have any comments or questions? Yes, Councillor McMullen.
Yeah, I just wanted to further commend that the service changing that since it's been brought in house. There was within the report there is a map of the highway network which shows some items in red in Wheatslade dated August 2024, and within the time of this being out, nearly all those things have been fixed, updated, or going to get fixed in the next couple of weeks because they've been pushed back due to snow. So yeah, I think it's really good that we've been able to pivot and do things a lot faster and quicker. And the gully cleaning service is night and day comparison to what it was in the past. And I think residents are certainly seeing an improvement in the service they've got, and look forward to many more years of happy roads.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? No? Are we happy to agree recommendations in 1.2 of the report? Thank you. Agenda item 9, Cabinet response to the report of the Overview and Scrutiny Coordination and Finance Committee's Scrutiny Task and Finish Group on derelict properties. Can I ask Councillor Carl Johnson to present this item?
Thank you, Mayor. The report sets out the proposed response to the findings and recommendations of the Overview and Scrutiny Coordination and Finance Committee's Task and Finish Group on derelict properties. Cabinet considered a report at its meeting on the 22nd of September 25 from the task group, which was set up to consider action around derelict properties in the borough. The group looked into the authority's ability to respond to these properties, as well as what planning enforcement powers were available. The findings of the group have meant that we are able to present 2 recommendations. These recommendations are to carry out a pilot exercise addressing targeted properties and their management with a focus on the private rental sector. The second recommendation was to introduce a target for the number of empty homes being brought back into use per year. Proposed responses to the recommendations are being prepared and attached to appendix to the report, and the response includes the establishment of a cross-service pilot exercise and develop a benchmark criteria to introduce targets for the start of the next municipal year. Recommend Cabinet approve option 1 contained within section 1.6 of this report and agree the recommendations of the Task and Finish Group in accordance with the Cabinet's wishes and provide the response to the group's report. I'd finally like to thank the Task and Finish Group for their excellent and diligent work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Any comments or questions in relation to this item? Yes, Councillor Graham.
I welcome this report of the Task and Finish Group. Derelict properties are a blight for people living next to them and their communities. And we look forward to the pilot going ahead and seeing what comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Graham. And can I just add my thanks to the members of the Task and Finish group for their valuable work in relation to this item. Are we happy to agree the recommendations contained in the report? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 10, which is the Council Plan 2025 to 2029. And I'm delighted to be presenting this item. I'm really proud to introduce our new Council Plan for 2025 to 2029. It's the plan that's been shaped by the voices of our residents, our communities and our partners. This is a shared vision for an even better North Tyneside, one that builds on our rich heritage, strong communities and bright future. The report outlines how this plan was developed and sets out the priorities that will guide our work over the next 4 years. While we continue to operate in challenging financial conditions, as we've already heard earlier this evening, I remain highly ambitious for our borough. This plan is bold. It's about creating opportunity, tackling inequality, building neighbourhoods we're all proud to call home. At the heart of the plan are 5 key ambitions. Better lives for all. We'll work with our partners to tackle inequality at every level. We'll deliver services shaped by our communities and provide timely support to prevent hardship. This includes a modernised council tax support scheme, cutting bills for over 15,000 residents. Secondly, the best start in life. We launch Best Start family hubs, joining up health, parenting and education. We'll create clear pathways for school leavers to pursue their talents and step into fulfilling careers. Thirdly, places to be proud of. We'll keep our streets clean, green and safe, responding to what residents tell us matters most. We'll expand recycling and reuse opportunities and continue investment in our beautiful green spaces. Fourthly, good work and economic growth. We'll support businesses of all shapes and sizes and continue the regeneration that's transformed our borough. I'll champion good quality jobs and fair pay. We'll invest in skills and training to make North Tyneside a global leader in renewable energy and offshore wind. And fifthly, housing and neighbourhoods that enhance lives. We'll deliver 3,000 new homes on top of the 2,500 already committed, to meet the needs of our growing communities. Libraries and leisure centres will remain open and we'll offer a vibrant mix of events and cultural experiences. We'll invest an additional £2 million each year to fix roads and pavements and basically continue to spruce up our wonderful borough. This plan builds on our values as a council and as a community. We're developing modern, fit-for-purpose services that offer excellent value for money and meet the needs of a changing population. North Tyneside Council will continue to listen, to care and to act, especially for those who need us most. I'm proud that this plan has been directly shaped by our residents, our voluntary sector and our businesses. Through our big community conversation, we've engaged over 1,300 individuals and organisations. Their views have shaped this plan, and you'll find that feedback in Appendix 2 of this report. The challenges our communities face are real, but so are their aspirations, and to meet them we must continue to strengthen our partnerships locally, regionally and nationally. This plan is for everyone, every resident, every family, every visitor, every business, every new enterprise, from young people seeking opportunity to families wanting to grow, to investors looking for a place to thrive. We will have support for our elderly residents when they need it and work with partners like Age UK to make a borough that is proud to be age-friendly. We'll support residents with a range of needs, especially the most vulnerable throughout their lives. We'll give them the skills, experience and confidence to live healthy, independent lives in our communities. I know that together we can and we will make North Tyneside an even better borough, And we know it is already, of course, one of the best places to live, work and visit. Not that I'm prejudiced in any way at all. And I'm delighted to ask Cabinet to approve the recommendations set out in this report. Thank you. Do we have any comments or questions? Oh, lots. That's good. I'll take Dawn first, please.
You'd expect me to say that I'm absolutely delighted with the ambition to be an age-friendly borough, and even more delighted that we have met the World Health Organization standard. So congratulations to us all, but really pleased to see the strong older people's voice reflected in the plan. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for that. And of course, it is vitally important. And thank you for the amazing research Age UK undertook. I think was it last year, and it's really valuable data and information. Thank you, Maggie. We'll have you second, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to say this council plan was brought to the Youth Council only a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about it, and we were buzzed basically by the sound of it. And I think that we should be very proud to live in a space where our ideas are listened to. And just a big congratulations that it's going ahead, and I'm sure we'll be very proud.
Thank you. Thanks, Maggie, for those comments. I love that. I was buzzed. I'm going to start using that now. But no, thank you. And of course, it's vital that all voices are heard and shape and influence our plans and policies going forward. And I'm delighted at the progress you're making in relation to achieving your pledges as well, and the connections to this council plan are evident within that. So thank you. I think it was Councillor Early had a hand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Just looking at the Start Life ambition, I think we're already recognised as a council and a borough that does exceptional work in supporting our young people in education, into work and across social care for children. And that's been recognised in various ways time and time again. So it's great to see that this ambition is for us to improve even further. We all know the financial challenges that we face, but that shouldn't stop us being ambitious on behalf of our children and young people. And I think this plan does exactly that.
Councillor Early. Councillor Carl Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I think this is an incredibly ambitious plan for our borough, building on our already strong foundations with areas where we know we do exceptionally well at, but continually tackle the challenges that we know the borough has. And this is a fantastic plan to do that. I want to pay tribute to the team and yourself, really. Obviously, turning an election manifesto into a council plan within 6 months is pretty challenging. You speak to the electorate in one way and you deliver in a different way. So just well done to Hayley and all of her team and yourself for getting this into a plan that's deliverable and we can continue to improve our borough.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Was there anyone else? I haven't missed anyone, have I? No. Thank you for those comments. I'm just delighted that we've got the plan to this stage, and I would also like to say a huge thank you to our council officers, to Hayley, but the rest of the team, Jackie as well. But a huge thank you to all of the residents across North Tyneside, to our partners, to businesses, to everyone who participated in the State of the Area conference event this year, which was a reflection on the draft plan. So it's been a very detailed process, but thank you to everyone who gave up precious time to participate in that process. It's so important, and thank you for your support. I look forward to working together going forward to deliver on that ambition and the priorities contained within this plan. Is everyone happy to agree the recommendations in 1.2 of this report? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 11, and I'm pleased to see Councillor Andy Newman has joined us just in time for this. This is a report from Overview, Scrutiny, Coordination and Finance Committee, recommendations from the Antisocial Behaviour Task and Finish Group, and Andy's going to present this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Firstly, apologies for coming in late. As you can imagine, my employment is a bit of a madhouse this time of year, so apologies for coming in late. I am pleased to be here at Cabinet this evening to present the report. It explains the outcome of the most recent Task and Finish Group study from Scrutiny regarding antisocial behaviour. Following a presentation to the Secure Subcommittee on the 30th December 2024, it was agreed that the subcommittee would endorse a one-day deep dive study group to take forward the matters it highlighted in the report. I do want to take this opportunity to thank all the officers involved, because I do believe this was the first time we've attempted a deep dive in one day, and the support from the staff was incredible. So I do want to make a note of the support that we received from this from the council staff. A full day session did take place on the 27th of March 2025. The session was broken down into 4 key areas around how residents report antisocial behaviour, how do we communicate with our residents, how do we engage with the elected members, and what proactivity schemes do we already have in place. The Task and Finish group came up with 14 recommendations, which are highlighted in the report, which I believe has been circulated. The report has also been to the Overview, Scrutiny and Coordination Finance Committee for comment. The Task and Finish group commends these findings to Cabinet on behalf of the Task and Finish group, and I will of course take any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Andy. Are there any questions or comments in relation to this report? Yes, Councillor Graham.
Thank you, Mayor. Despite a 28% fall in antisocial behaviour in our borough, it still does happen to some people and it can be devastating. So it is really good to have this report. We will take it back and work through it as well. So thank you very much to all the team for all the work that they did, and thanks for doing it all in one day. I don't know how you did. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? No? Oh, we're happy to agree the recommendations in this report. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy, and thanks to the members of the Task and Finish group and the staff involved in this work. Thank you. Moving on to item 12, Cabinet response to the report of the Overview and Scrutiny, Coordination and Finance Committee's Scrutiny, Task and Finish group on reading attainment. Can I ask Councillor Stephen Phillips to present the report?
Thank you, Mayor. At the meeting of Cabinet on the 22nd of September 2025, the Chair of Overview and Scrutiny, Coordination and Finance Committee attended and presented the Task and Finish Group's report on reading attainment. Cabinet welcomed the report and agreed that we would fully consider this and bring back a response to the findings and recommendations. As set out in the report before Cabinet this evening, Cabinet colleagues will see an action plan has now been prepared to take forward all but one of the Task and Finish Group's recommendations. Cabinet colleagues will note in the action plan that the recommendation 3, which was to explore the reinstatement of the library bus subject to resources allowing, has been recommended for rejection. The removal of the library bus was made in 2023 as part of the review of North Tyneside Libraries and Customer First Centres and the adoption at the time of the authority's Connecting Communities strategy. This strategy was produced following significant external consultation. Part of these changes involved the reallocation of the resource which delivered the Children's Library mobile bus service. These resources are now used elsewhere to make a wider impact on communities, including children and families. We are confident that schools and students continue to have excellent access to library services, including a comprehensive schools library service, an exciting events and activities programme for children, as well as access to a network of 13 libraries and associated services in local communities. For the other recommendations, I am pleased to recommend that Cabinet wholly endorses and accepts the findings of the Scrutiny, Task and Finish Group. I would like to thank all those who participated in the Task and Finish Group work. The group's recommendations will support us to get the very best outcomes that we can for the children of North Tyneside. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. Do you have any questions or comments on this item? Yes, Councillor Hannah Johnson.
Yeah, it's just to add on the library service in general, sort of throughout the borough. We've had some really incredible work going on throughout the team, particularly in getting people who wouldn't necessarily naturally use the library to come to the sort of branch libraries that are maybe slightly more underused than our bigger libraries like North Shields and in Wallsend and in Whitley Bay as well. So we are going to be continuing that work, and they're very easy to access. So if anyone does feel like they're struggling to access the library, whether they need help just getting a book, then they just need to get in touch with the team, and there's several ways that we can provide people with access to that service even at their home as well.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Johnson. Any other comments? No? Are we happy to agree the recommendations in 1.2 of the report? Great, thank you, and thanks again to the Task and Finish group involved in this work. Moving on to agenda item 13, consultation on changes to special educational needs provision in North Tyneside, and it's back to Councillor Stephen Phillips. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I am pleased to present this report to Cabinet to request the approval of proposed changes to special educational needs provision in North Tyneside following a period of statutory consultation. In North Tyneside, we have an education system to be proud of, with schools and officers working together to drive inclusion and improve outcomes for all children and young people. A key priority is to develop the range of education provision in North Tyneside to better reflect the changing needs of children and young people with special educational needs and disabilities. This will include increasing places and capacity in additional resourced provisions and special education need units in mainstream schools, and extending the provision of the authority's maintained special school for children and young people with social, emotional and mental health needs, as outlined in sections 1.8.1 to 1.8.8 of this report. There is also a proposed decommission of a 5-place moderate learning difficulties, MLD, additional resource provision, ORP, at Whitley Lodge First School. The majority of respondents did not agree with the proposal to decommission this ARP, ORP. Whitley Lodge First School's governing body effectively decided on the 8th of July 2024 to discontinue the ORP in its school. This was after the governing body analysed the costs incurred, including staff salaries, resources and facilities, and the governing body arrived at the conclusion that the funding would not be sufficient for their preferred delivery model. The authority has worked with the school to explore other options, but none appear viable. The rationale for this proposed decommission is further outlined in sections 1.8.10 to 1.8.11. This includes additional SEND capacity and investment that will benefit all pupils at Whitley Lodge First School. The proposed changes are to ensure that children and young people have access to additional special education needs provision that is high quality, inclusive and sustainable. The changes to the provision are necessary to ensure we have the right provision at the right time to meet the needs of children and young people in North Tyneside. I would therefore ask the Cabinet to approve the recommendation as outlined in the decision section 1.9 of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. Do I have any comments or questions in relation to this item? Councillor Early.
It was a really wide-ranging consultation, and the vast majority of responses were very positive. I think the plan sets out how we're going to put support for children with special educational needs at the right level and in the right place, and enable more of children with those needs to stay in mainstream education. And I think that's one of the most important things we can do. So I thoroughly support the report and endorse it.
Thank you, Councillor Early. Any other comments or questions from anyone? No, we're happy to agree the recommendations in 1.5 of the report. Agreed, thank you. Okay, moving on to agenda item 14, which is the exclusion resolution. Can I ask Cabinet to agree the resolution as detailed under item 14 on the agenda papers? Agreed. In which case, can I ask members of the press and public to please leave the meeting at this point? Thank you.